Hey, good morning. This is the matter of LM and OM, case number 26-50255NA and 26-50256NA. Present in the virtual courtroom, we have mother's attorney Katie Johnson, we have father's attorney Lee Jennings, we have the children's attorney Ms. Mobilia, and various agency workers. We are here for a review hearing. Ms. Mobilia.
Thank you, Your Honor. I call Ms. Whitley.
Right, Ms. Whitley, if you would unmute, please, and raise your right hand. Would you state your name for the record and spell it?
Darisha Whitley, Derisha Whitley.
Do you swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give in this matter is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
Thank you. Ms. Mobilia.
Thank you, Your Honor. I have one exhibit for today. That would be the case service plan with the parent agency treatment plan. I asked the court mark that as exhibit number 1 and enter it if there's no objection.
Are there any objections?
No objection.
All right, it's admitted.
Thank you, Your Honor. Ms. Whitley, can you tell us, I'm going to start with the parents first because the children have a lot of other information. Can you tell us what contact you've had with Mr. McGibbon over the last report period?
During this reporting period, Mr. McKibben has not been able to be located. He did have a warrant for King County that I was expecting him maybe to be transported to after talking to the Allegan County sheriffs. But he was released from Allegan County. And I have been calling his sister, but her name is Janine Smith. But she said that he visits kind of periodically, but he is homeless. So I just kind of went back and called the shelters that I called during the previous reporting period. So at this time, I have not been able to locate Mr. McKibben's and his whereabouts.
Okay, and certainly you've made many efforts to try and find him and have an intake with him and talk to him about OM and LM, correct?
Correct.
Okay. Let's talk about Miss Smith.
Yes.
Okay. She has a parent agency treatment plan. Can you tell the court, does she have employment?
Is this for mom?
Yes.
Okay, Miss McLaughlin, I think that's her last
Yeah.
name.
Oh, yeah, sorry.
Yes. So at this time, no, I have not had any contact with Miss McLaughlin. She did sign a non-participation during the last reporting period.
Okay. So she has a non-participation agreement. And has she had any contact with the boys over the reporting period?
Speaking to the grandparents, no, she has not called or had any communication with the boys since being in Florida.
Okay. And have you had any communication with her regarding some of the issues that we talked about, Social Security payments and the Medicaid issues?
Yes, I reached out to inform her about the Social Security payments, to let her know that she needs to be in contact with them to have that case closed, because the boys aren't living with her in a way that that's fraud. That she shouldn't be collecting Social Security for kids that's not living with her. So I did reach out, and I left a voicemail. This was 5/29, so not too long ago, and I haven't received any return call back from Miss McLaughlin.
Okay. And what about the Medicaid issue? Has the Medicaid been transferred now?
So we had to wait for the Michigan Medicaid case to be closed. At this time, it is closed. I did inform grandparents last week that the Michigan Medicaid is closed, and they are able to apply for the Florida Medicaid for the boys.
Okay. And were you able to get them the school records for the boys?
Yes, I sent those in an email to grandparents.
Okay. All right. Well, let's talk about LM and OM. Where are they currently placed?
They are placed in Florida with their maternal grandparents, Mr. and Mrs. Smith.
Okay, let's talk about LM. How is he doing?
LM, he's doing well. Grandmother says that he's doing a lot of cooking around the house. Grandpa is showing LM how to grill. He's been doing a lot of swimming, bike riding, and helping out with his younger brother.
And they have other relatives there, right? Cousins.
Correct, yes. Mhm.
And so they do engage in other family activities with those
Correct.
families. And those are family members, including the grandparents that they hadn't had contact with for several years.
Correct.
Okay. LM has some mental health issues. Can you tell the court what those are?
LM has been diagnosed with autism.
Okay. And does he take medications?
Yes, he does. He takes daily medications.
Okay. Do you know what those are, or?
Not on the top of my head. Would you like for me? Do you want me to name the medications?
Uh,
I can.
He's on several, correct?
Yeah, correct. Mhm.
Okay. And he is med compliant while with the grandparents.
Correct. Yes.
And his behavior has really increased. He's done much better in the grandparents home than he was doing in foster care. Is that fair to say?
Correct. Yes.
Okay. And the reason that the Medicaid was so important is because of the number of medications he's on and because of his diagnosis.
Correct. Yes.
Okay.
And we wanted to get them started in services in Florida, such as like counseling and therapy, but we couldn't do that if they had the Michigan Medicaid.
Okay. And so that's in progress now.
Yes.
Okay. And how is OM doing?
OM behaviors has been also good, according to grandparents. He hasn't had any major incidents. He's been obeying by grandparents and doing really well with discipline. He's been getting up swimming every day. He is having fun. He's burning a lot of energy. Grandparents have mentioned that they're really surprised that he's been really doing well.
And he has ADHD and oppositional defiant disorder, correct?
Correct.
And he is now again med compliant.
Yes. Yes.
Okay. And the hope is, and with the school records, is that they get them enrolled in school.
Yes.
For the fall,
Coming up,
correct?
correct.
Okay. And what is the goal here for this family?
The goal is guardianship for grandparents.
Okay. And the grandparents aren't foster parents yet. They're working on, is that correct?
They are foster parents because it's any children placed in the home who are not there, so they're considered their foster parents.
But are they licensed foster
But
parents?
no, they're not licensed.
Okay. And are they in the process of getting that completed?
Well, right now we're focused on guardianship. You don't have to be licensed. If I'm correct, I don't think you have to be licensed to gain guardianship. But that is something I can connect with grandparents and my licensing team to talk about.
And my understanding, and the court can correct me, they have to be licensed for 6. Are they going to do Michigan juvenile guardianship?
That I will have to talk to my supervisor with just to kind of get a little more clarification.
Okay. Because if we're doing guardianship that's funded, they have to be licensed foster parents for 6 months.
Okay.
And let me just interject to make it clear that at least the last order, the only order, the order of disposition from the last hearing does indicate that the permanency plan was returned. So if we want to change that goal today, and everybody's willing to waive the notice of permanency planning, we could do that, but that's where we are procedurally.
I would not object. I don't know about the parents' attorneys.
My client would not object.
Ms. Jennings?
Your Honor, I haven't had the chance to speak with my client, so I can't really take a position on that today.
Okay. then it sounds like we can't change it at this hearing. We'll have to notice the next one up for permanency planning.
Okay, sounds good. Thank you, Your Honor. So those things are going to be hashed out about what kind of guardianship, where's the guardianship going to take place, correct?
Correct. Yes,
Okay, and mom is receiving SSI for the children, correct?
correct,
Okay, so we are asking that those funds be diverted to the foster parents at this time
correct.
because they are not receiving funding at all.
No,
Okay, and has mom cooperated in getting that taken care of?
that I don't know, but I can follow up with mom.
Okay, and would it assist the grandparents if the court placed in a court order that those Social Security payments be directed to the grandparents?
Yes, I can assist grandparents with getting those funds or applying for those funds.
Okay, great. Is there anything else that you think the court should know about this family?
No, not at this time.
Right. I don't have anything further, Your Honor.
Thank you, Ms. Johnson.
Thank you. I just want to follow up regarding the Social Security funds. Do you have any documents on exactly what those payments are and why the children are receiving, or the mother had been receiving that Social Security money for the children?
No, I don't have any documentations, but just the conversation with mom. She during the conversation, she was just expressing that she collects Social Security from the kids and someone needs to switch into their name, kind of thing. She told me it was about 150 per child that comes on the card monthly.
Okay. And do we know, has that card been given to the grandparents at this point?
That I don't know. I know mom was talking about possibly mailing the card to grandmother, but that was our last conversation. Since then, I haven't been in contact with her.
Okay. And that's something though that you could follow up with the mother and the grandparents to check the status of where that card is located,
Correct.
and then figure out if we need to change the payee or something else with Social Security.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you. No further questions.
Ms. Jennings.
Thank you. Ms. Whitley, you said you haven't had any contact with Mr. McKibben since before the adjudication, correct?
Correct.
At that time, I think you had conversation with him while he was in the Allegan County Jail, correct?
Yes. Yes.
Did you ask him where he would go upon his release? Did he state that he was homeless or that he had any sort of regular place that he would go?
No, I did ask him if he had any like plans after, being released. He said no. He just mentioned that he's been homeless for several years, and he's trying to get himself together.
Did he happen to say what shelters he usually stays at, if he stays at any?
No, I mean, he gave, so when I asked about an address, like, a good way to contact him, he did give me a shelter that was located in not King County, Kalamazoo. And I did call them not too long ago to see if he possibly had checked in recently, but they said he had not had any activity.
Okay. And do you regularly check the Kalamazoo County, Allegan County, and Kent County jails for him?
I usually do the Kalamazoo County just because I'm talking to his sister Janine. She just mentioned that he's been homeless in Kalamazoo for several years. And I know she resides in Kalamazoo as well, so I kind of just look more in the Kalamazoo area.
Okay. Does he have any Facebook or social media or telephone numbers?
When I talked to him when he was in Allegan County, he said he did not have a cell phone number. I did find a Facebook that I tried to message, but just because we're not like friends on Facebook, I couldn't message him. But I did find a Facebook that I think that belongs to him.
Okay. Do you know if he receives any sort of aid, or did you run his name through Bridges or anything like that?
No, I didn't run his name through Bridges.
Do you know if he's supposed to be paying child support?
Yes, also during that, during our visit at the Elegant County Jail, he mentioned that he had a child support case. Oh, that was the reason why he was in Elegant County, for a child support case. And he was just asking if I can help with his his child support case, and I just kind of told him that wasn't something I could help with.
Okay. Is there anything else with regard to Mr. McKibben that you know that we haven't yet discussed?
No, I did let him know that that the agency was planning to send the boys to Florida, and he was on board with it just because he was still, getting his life and things together. And that was kind of it.
Okay, thank you. I have no other questions.
Ms. Mobilia, any follow-up?
Yes, Your Honor, just a quote. Neither LM or OM have had much contact with Mr. McKibben over the years. Is that fair to say?
Correct. According to mom said it's been and the boys, it's been several years since they've spoken to their father.
Okay. And he doesn't object to the placement with the grandparents in Florida?
Correct.
Okay. What are your recommendations for the court today?
At this time, it is respectfully recommended that LM and OM remain a temporary ward of the court under the care and supervision of the Department of Human Services and Wellspring Lutheran Services. LM and OM be placed in a relative placement. The parenting time of Ms. McLaughlin and Mr. McLaughlin be at the discretion of the agency. All parties comply with and benefit from the parenting agency treatment plan, and a permanency planning hearing be scheduled in 90 days.
Thank you. I have nothing further, Your Honor.
Thank you. Ms. Johnson, any follow-up?
No, thank you.
Ms. Jennings, any follow-up?
No, Your Honor.
I'll just take this opportunity to note for the record, I was just looking at the initial case service plan from the last hearing, from the adjudication and disposition. And for the disposition, it did recommend that we schedule a permanency planning hearing within 90 days. I don't know how we missed it, but I just wanted to correct the record to show that the agency did ask for it, at least in the written recommendation. I don't know if that was followed up with the oral recommendation and we just missed it or what, but I wanted to make sure the record was clear that the agency did ask for this to be a permanency planning hearing, and we didn't notice it out that way. So statements, Ms. Mobilia.
Yes, Your Honor. I'll let the court know that I did meet with LM and OM via Zoom since they're in Florida. They are much different children from when they were previously separated and placed in a foster home in a residential placement. They're very happy to be with their grandparents. They do want very little contact with their mother. The grandparents are very good in monitoring when mom calls, but neither child has wanted to speak to their mother. They've not had any contact with their father, and they really have no memory or recollection of him. I will ask, Your Honor, that if you could place in the court order that the SSI payments be redirected to the grandparents. In talking with the grandmother, what she's obligated to do is go down to Social Security every time and get the payment unless it's redirected. So right now it goes on a card, but it doesn't go to her. So they can change it so she doesn't have to go to Social Security every month. That's what they indicated to her. So if we get a court order, they can redirect it to her. And if mom can assist, that would be great as well. Thank you.
Just to be clear, exactly what does the court order need to say? Because I know we're dealing with the federal government here, and they usually don't like state judges telling them what to do.
In other court, I've done this like in a couple of times, but the court order basically says that the court orders that the Social Security payments for the benefit of the children be redirected to the guardians or relative placement, the grandparents, you know, we can, Deborah Smith is her name.
Redirected. I just want to make sure I get it right because I know that they
Right.
very picky.
And then if mom could assist in anything, that would be great as well.
Thank you. All right, Ms. Johnson.
Thank you. I have had the chance to speak with my client, and she does support the current placement, and she would support a goal change also here for guardianship for the grandparents. She is has expressed that she is waiting for the boys to want to contact her if they so choose at this point. This was a very difficult decision that she made with her health concerns, not being able to care for them anymore. And I'm glad to hear that the boys are doing so much better with their maternal grandparents at this point. I would agree with Ms. Mobilia's request that the court order state that the Social Security that is being received for the benefit of the children be redirected to the grandparents. And my client would assist in whatever way she needs to get that done. She also addressed that issue with me and that needs to be corrected. Thank you.
Thank you. Ms. Jennings.
Your Honor, I'll take no position with regard to the recommendations at this time.
All right, thank you. The court finds that the lawyer guardian ad litem has complied with the requirements of the statute. That reasonable efforts were made to preserve and reunify the family, make it possible for these children to safely return home, that those reasonable efforts should be continued. That in accordance with the statute, progress towards alleviating or mitigating the conditions that cause the children to be placed or remain in temporary foster care has not been made by either parent. That the children's continued placement is necessary and appropriate as meeting each of their individual needs. I'm really glad to hear that their behaviors have improved, and it sounds like this is a good place for them. That the needs of each of these children can be met in a foster family home. That the children are, or the siblings are in joint placement at this point, which again is very positive. Good that that's happened as well. I'm going to continue the order that parenting time with either parent, even if supervised, may be harmful to these children, given the fact that at this moment they do not wish to have contact and with mom, and that father has been out of their lives for years, and probably these kids would need some therapy or something before we tried to reintroduce those children to the father. The court orders that the children are continued in the protective and temporary custody of the court, continued placement with the Department for Care and Supervision. That the adjudicated respondents comply with and benefit from the case service plan. In addition, that they sign any necessary releases. Continue the attorneys in this matter. And Ms. Gibson, do we have a date for a PPH hearing, a permanency planning hearing?
Yes, Your Honor, September 3 from 10:30 to 11:30.
My son's getting married in Italy on that day.
Well, we certainly can't conflict with that.
Okay, we're gonna have to go considerably early,
I don't
like
think that's a-
mid-August,
I
kind
don't
of.
think that's a problem in this case.
Okay.
Yeah.
How is August 20th from 9 to 10?
That works for me.
That works for me.
I have a conflict at that time, but if needed, I can find cover.
I think given the circumstances of this case, I think that would be fine.
Fine for which, Your Honor?
That Ms. Jennings get covered.
Coverage? Okay, thank you.
All right. Anything further?
No, Your Honor.
No, thank you.
All right, we're adjourned. See you on August 20th for permanency planning here.